today's show, we try out beauty tips from TikTok, catch up with actress Bonnie Hunt, and
now, toss. All right, I'm tossing away.
tasty salads that are a snap to make.
That's a chef's kiss.
Plus,
You're just gonna glide your hands to the right and glide it back to the left.
discover the grace and beauty of Polynesian dance.
Hey, how did I do?
You did amazing.
But up first, improve your life from the ground up. It's your life, it's your list, and it starts right now.
Hey everyone, I'm Christina Guerrero.
And I'm Jimmy Rhodes, and we all know how important a solid foundation is when you're building anything.
Yeah, that's true of multi-story skyscrapers, and it's true for you too.
We spoke to an image architect and former civil engineer for tips on how to build a better life from the foundation up. And that's our featured story at the top of the list.
People are a lot like buildings. They need a purpose, strong foundation, and maintenance to stand the test of time. And if they don't have those,
You literally can't live there because it's not structurally sound enough.
Bowie Madu uses his background as a civil engineer to illustrate how it relates to everyone. He calls himself the image architect and focuses on 5 categories to better your life.
Your spiritual life, your social life, your money life, your feelings, which is all things related to your emotional experience, and then your fitness.
Now he says use those categories to get a sense of who you really are, your strengths and weaknesses, so you can design a better you.
There was a time in a lot of major cities, there were old structures, old buildings that were just sitting empty. The bones were great. And so what ended up happening was that developers came in and they bought up those properties because they were low cost.
They retrofitted these buildings to serve new purposes. To design a better you, you first decide what the purpose of your redesign is by using the 5 categories.
So on a scale of 1 to 5, we rate ourselves.
If anything is less than 5, ask yourself why and what you can do to move it up.
Then start to identify what it is that lights you up, right? That's the stuff that your redesign is made of.
Next, build a better you.
Buildings without a solid foundation, yeah, they start to crumble, they start to be unstable.
And if you're going through a rough patch, this may shake your stability.
And in the end, just find out, have a reflection of what we could have been versus who we really are supposed to be.
Like a building, people need core foundations, who you are and what you want to become.
There's a document that I use that is literally referred to as the 24-hour blueprint.
The blueprint covers an entire week, 24/7, where every hour you write down the things you're doing.
And as you're watching the hours count down, you're now realizing how much of your time is dedicated to doing the things that reflect your purpose, and how much of it is not.
This is the blueprint of the actions you need to take to rebuild your core foundation.
You say, okay, I can continue to do this, which doesn't reflect who I'm seeing myself to be. I can step to the next level into my redesign and start living from there.
Finally, live a better you.
Living a better you part actually has to do with living and using blueprints, which I really see as training wheels for the life you want to live.
To try and improve on different areas of your life, rate how you feel at the end of each week and give yourself a score of 1 to 5.
Well, week 1, my score was a 3. Now I'm into week 2. What's my score this week?
Say your score goes from a 3 to a 3.5. Ask yourself what could be the reasons for that score.
I ran more, I prepared meals at home, or whatever that task was that you did to raise your score. You now say, okay, well, going into next week, what do I need to do different? And that process starts to train you to live a better you.
Laying the foundation to renovate your life is at the top of the list.
We're definitely in the dog days of summer, so a salad's a great choice for a meal or a side. If that sounds boring to you, it's time to get creative. We have a few simple salads with interesting ingredients that'll have you trying new combos and craving more.
Are you tired of making healthful salads that are just plain boring and all taste the same?
When I grew up, salads were 3 ingredients: salt, vinegar, and oil. And that was it. No fancy stuff.
We turned to Perry Rea, owner of Queen Creek Olive Mill, to show us 3 flavorful salads with olive oil that are not only delicious, but that are good for you too. To start, a pasta salad.
The nice thing about this shape is it'll hold on to all of the ingredients that we're going to be putting in this salad.
We chose the gemelli pasta for our base, cooked it to al dente, and then started on the dressing.
We're going to use the Meyer lemon olive oil. This is made with our extra virgin olive oil blended with cold pressed Meyer lemon oil.
Feel free to use any flavor of olive oil.
Yeah, that's very bright.
Add 2/3 olive oil to 1/3 white balsamic vinegar.
And now Dijon mustard.
Then add salt and pepper to taste and whisk away.
That looks great. That's the basis for the vinaigrette.
Once you have that whisked together, add half of the mix to the noodles, and for the rest,
We've got some fresh peas, asparagus spears that I blanched really quickly, and then we've got some nice cherry tomatoes.
add your garlic,
Now, toss.
All right, I'm tossing away.
Toss away, toss away.
mix in the rest of your dressing, add some Parmesan cheese, then top with basil.
You like?
What do I say? Give me a good Italian.
That's a chef's kiss.
Next on the menu, Greek salad.
Start with the tomatoes.
All right.
So just lay the tomatoes in here. Let's go with the cucumbers next. Kind of lay them in there.
Then add green peppers, red onion, and Kalamata olives.
Let's dress it with robust extra virgin olive oil.
Then add a splash of red wine vinegar.
Let's arrange this feta cheese.
Then add your Greek oregano.
Don't be shy and put it on the veggies too.
All right.
Okay, the oregano is really, really nice.
Top off with robust olive oil and enjoy.
Really delicious.
And lastly, the peach caprese salad.
We got some fresh cherry tomatoes from the garden.
All right.
Dump them in there.
And add your fresh peaches.
Let's take this mozz and arrange it so it's kind of in between your peaches.
Add your fresh garlic, top with basil, then add your olive oil.
We're going to do a peach white balsamic reduction.
Finish with salt and pepper.
I thought the peaches were going to ruin it by being too sweet, but they don't. To olive oil.
Salud.
All right.
All right.
We're leveling up your salads.
Well, if you're on social media at all, you've no doubt seen the beauty trends that promise a wrinkle-free life with perfectly pouty lips. I mean, they look great online, but are they too good to be true? Jackie Danker put a few to the test to see what works and what doesn't.
If you go on social media, chances are you've seen influencers using lots of beauty products that promise quick fixes.
What is true?
What is true?
is not true?
And that's why we come to you.
We went to plastic surgeon Dr. Pablo Pritchard, aka Dr. Scottsdale, to try some out for ourselves. First up, we tried wrinkle erasing patches. Apparently, you pop these babies on overnight to say bye-bye to fine lines and wrinkles. We picked some up online for about 20 bucks.
You ready?
Yeah.
So what we're doing here is hydrating the skin so that the skin is a little bit more turgid with fluid in it.
Which he says can temporarily lessen the appearance of fine lines. Sounds promising, right?
Now the problem is...
Oh, there's a problem.
Yeah, it only lasts for a little while because your skin will dry out.
So he says if you slap these on at night, for that early meeting in the morning, you'll look great, but...
By 5 p.m. it's...
No, way before 5.
Oh, really?
Sorry, yeah.
Then we tried a DIY lip filler kit. We picked up a kit online for about 65 bucks.
This little guy here doesn't come with instructions, doesn't even come with hyaluronic acid.
Hyaluronic acid is what doctors inject in patients' lips to make them plump. But for this pen, you have to find your own online, which most likely
Hasn't been assessed by the FDA.
That's concerning.
Yeah.
you use the syringes it comes with to suck up the hyaluronic acid, cock the injector,
You wanna donate your arm here?
I sure do.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah. Wah!
and while it resembles a needle, it's not.
It's not actually injecting in there.
It just dispenses a tiny bit of that hyaluronic acid topically, which he says won't give you those lips we're looking for.
So, no go.
I would say no go.
If you're interested in trying something like this, Dr. Scottsdale recommends that you chat with your doctor first. Finally, we gave slugging a go. Slugging is where people douse their face in healing ointment overnight to lock in their skincare regimens like peels or creams.
Oh my gosh, you're
Feels
loving
so
this, aren't you?
Oh, I love doing this, yeah.
So besides being really fun, does it work?
Yes and no.
He says the intended effect does work by locking in the product, but
Certain products are meant to cause chemical irritation on purpose.
which overnight can magnify that irritation. So proceed with caution, knowing the goes and no's of social media beauty trends.
Still to come on the list.
Every motion has a meaning.
Uncover the hidden language in Polynesian dance. And meet the fat cat behind the chonky alphabet.
Z is for zoomies in the book, and I had the zoomies myself.
Plus,
thank you, this is lovely.
We catch up with Bonnie Hunt.
What you remember the most are the people that you worked with.
That's all next on the list.
Hey YouTube, I know, we're right in the middle of a show. I just wanted to remind you to hit subscribe and turn on notifications. And here's the bonus, you'll never miss the list. All right, back to the show. Welcome back. So much to love about learning things from other cultures, like the food, the language, and of course the way they dance.
Yeah, like the Polynesian culture, for instance.
You know, I don't know if you know this about me, KG, but I have hips that are perfectly suited to hula.
Well, lucky for me and for our viewers, all of you out there, I was the one who was sent out to try my hand, or my feet actually, at some Polynesian dancing.
You've probably seen the hula, the dance from Hawaii, but there are other islands in Polynesia like Tahiti, Maori, Tonga, and Samoa that celebrate the region's rich history and beauty in different ways.
Polynesia is the most beautiful place on earth. Our dances and our songs is how we were able to record our history.
Wilma Baker teaches and performs dance with Tasala Dance Group in Arizona. She's teaching us some basic dance moves from her native island of Samoa. First up, the se'e, which is a slide or glide.
Bend your knees and then you just slide your feet in and out. Perfect. That's it.
This sliding of the feet is combined with the main motion of the storytelling aspect of Samoan dance, LIMA VAVAI, or graceful hands.
You're just gonna glide your hands to the right and glide it back to the left.
Okay.
That's it.
What am I saying here?
Right now you're saying, I am a beautiful Samoan lady and I've arrived.
All right. I love that.
If you were saying something like, I'm watching, you would go to your eye, you would go to your eye, you would go to your heart. Every motion has a meaning.
That's so beautiful.
Our next Samoan dance move, vai la'a la'a, or stepping feet.
So bend your knees and you're just gonna step, tap, shift your weight over, tap, shift your weight over, tap, shift your weight over, tap, shift your weight over. Okay, that's your vai la'a la'a.
When you put it all together, it's a masterpiece of movement.
Into our God, gives us all the blessings.
Our final move from Samoa is a dance of its own, fa'ataupauti, or the slap dance.
Slap dance came about from when during the mosquito season, the boys were slapping around.
I feel like my kids do the slap dance and they didn't even know it.
Clap, elbow, elbow, lap, lap, cuckoo.
The Cabbage Patch is not one of the dances.
Now that was fun, but I think I'll leave it to the professionals. And those are the basics of Polynesian dancing.
August is Family Fun Month, and if you want to help your kids discover the joys of reading, we've been seeing a few books that look great for the kiddos. Here are 3 new children's books that were all written by very talented women. Coming in at number 1, Toddler Tales, The Search for the Sun, a children's book about a young boy turning his house into a high-flying adventure on a rainy day.
He definitely is the reason, you know, these books have life.
Valrico, Florida's Abby Zaster got the idea for the book while she was playing with her 2.5-year-old son, Noah.
Scaling the couch, scaling the dining room chairs, and I'm thinking, I don't think that's a couch anymore.
Abby is also a special education teacher and hopes the book, like her career, helps kids grow.
If you're doing something you love, you'll never work a day in your life.
You can find it at Barnes & Noble and Amazon for around $12. At number 2, Chloe's Beautiful Blues, a children's book that tackles bullying.
The reason I wrote the book was one of my students came into my office and she was crying, but when she told me why she was crying, I couldn't sleep at night.
Milwaukee, Wisconsin author Lakita Caldwell sees the book as a poetic affirmation to girls and women.
I realized the importance of women, especially women of color, knowing that they're beautifully and wonderfully made.
The book also tackles discrimination.
Beautiful blues, beautiful blues. You're perfect just the way you are.
You can find this one at Target for around 21 bucks. And third on our list of new children's books, The Chonky Alphabet, written by Lakeland, Florida cat mom, Victoria J. Saunders.
U is for unit. To use that in a sentence, you would say that cat is an absolute unit. And that's just a big cat.
Inspired by her cat named Mishka, the quirky alphabet book features plus-sized kitties.
B is for bluff. F is for floof.
Revealing a different word from a cutesy language some pet owners use online. The title even hit #1 for cat books on Amazon.
Z is for zoomies in the book, and I had the zoomies myself, and so I was running up and down my house with my cats, and they were just kind of really annoyed.
Fun fact, Victoria decided to write her book that's going for 25 bucks on Amazon after being furloughed from her job doing, wait for it, cat scans. It's a true story. And those are 3 new children's books that look like fun for a little one. And coming up, a movie icon and showrunner shares an inside look into her life and reveals some secrets on her latest project. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. On the watch list today, we talk with actress Bonnie Hunt. She starred in some of Hollywood's biggest movies like Jerry Maguire, Cheaper by the Dozen, and Jumanji. She's also a huge force behind the camera, and Teresa Strasser has a look at her latest project, new on Apple TV, Amber Brown.
We've all loved seeing her in front of the camera as an actress, but in her new show, Bonnie Hunt has switched places and chosen to focus on being behind the camera.
I love being a storyteller, whether it's as an actress where I get to bring somebody else's story to life and bring authenticity and dimension to whatever character I'm lucky enough to play. But also this time around, being the storyteller, following it all the way through from pen to paper to the scripts being printed out to directing it and producing it. It's been a lovely adventure.
Talking about her new series, career, and more is Bonnie Hunt. First up, Amber Brown.
Everything in my life is changing.
It's been a really beautiful collaboration of heart, soul, and humor.
Bill, Max, Sarah.
Honey?
Yeah. Yes.
Based on the best-selling book series by Paula Danziger, with over 10 million copies in print, Amber Brown is an unfiltered look at a girl finding her voice through art and music in the wake of her parents' divorce.
I love that you're doing your art, but you also need people.
These characters are smart and funny and hurting and joyful. You know, they're on the roller coaster of life.
You'll never ever love anyone as much as we love you.
Catch all 10 episodes of Amber Brown now on Apple TV+. Up next, Bonnie's early life and amazing career.
How did you know my phone number?
What you remember the most are the people that you worked with. I mean, you know, working with Tom Hanks in The Green Mile as husband and wife, or Robin Williams in Jumanji, or Harrison Ford in Random Hearts, or Tom Cruise in both Rain Man and Jerry Maguire. I just been so lucky.
Besides acting in over 50 movies and TV shows, Bonnie has also been nominated for Outstanding Talk Show Host at the Daytime Emmy Awards and worked behind the camera as a producer, writer, and director for over half a dozen projects.
All of it stands out to me kind of in the forefront because it's nothing I ever expected.
Thank you. This is lovely.
And finally, Bonnie's charity work.
My heart has always been with the Multiple Myeloma Research Foundation.
Bonnie is an honorary board member for this amazing organization that has raised and contributed over $120 million to more than 120 laboratories worldwide to help find a cure for this disease.
When somebody hears you have cancer, the next sentence should be, and there's something we can do about it.
That's Bonnie Hunt, touching hearts on and off screen.
Well, what a delightful woman. Yeah. And in addition to all of this, and it's probably because I've seen all of the Pixar movies 1,000 times, she's great in Cars and Toy Story 3.
You know, she's actually voiced characters for, I think, 8 Pixar movies in total.
Really?
Yeah, you could say you learned it on the list.
Well, how about that? Coming up, okay, what should you do if you get caught social media stalking?
Dun, dun, dun.
We've got you covered next. Okay, welcome back, friends. It is time for What's Last on Our List. Jimmy, you ready to cringe? Imagine
Always.
You're scrolling the Instagram of your ex-boyfriend, old coworker, attractive yoga instructor, and then you like a picture on their page from 3 years ago.
Okay. KG, that's nothing but nice. You like the picture. What's the big deal?
Jimmy, we're talking about hearting an old picture. Then you try to unlike it, but it might be too late. Now they know you're thinking of them and you just want to crawl under a rock and stay there forever.
Okay, this all sounds so dramatic. I get what you're getting at. It's called social media stalking, and apparently it's really mortifying to people if you feel like you're getting caught. HuffPost.com, they have tips on what to do if this happens to you. For instance, they say just chill out. It's not that big a deal. Everybody does it, including the person you're stalking, by the way. And by the way, stalking, strong word.
Yeah, it is kind of a strong word. They suggest using words like peeking, snooping, or just social media viewing. That doesn't sound threatening at all.
Not at all.
Now, as a person who has received a couple of likes on old pictures from unexpected persons, I really honestly don't think twice about it. It's just like, oh, Ricky Garcia from high school just wanted to see what I've been up to. Oh, he's happy to see that I'm doing all right.
Okay, and I hope Ricky's doing well. I assume you clicked on him and took a look at how he's doing.
No, I didn't. And that's what's last on our list. Friends, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
We think the stalker doth protest too much.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching us on YouTube. Don't forget to like this video. Leave us a comment down below, but only if it's a nice comment, all right? And hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a list. Want more of the list? They're all right here.